Love shown to Boko Haram members has a hidden political agenda, TVC. Nigerians were asked whether or not to forgive some Boko Haram members after it was reported that they surrendered to Nigerian gallant armies during an operation. In some of the pictures which went viral on social media, Nigerian armies were seen pampering the alleged repentant members of the deadly terrorist groups by giving them foodstuff and also soliciting for their forgiveness. Reacting to this during a live popular TV show, Your View, on TVC News Nigeria, a caller whose name won't be disclosed said what is happening could be for political gain. How can people who have killed, maimed millions of people be forgiven? Many children lost their parents to Boko Haram. Some other people are homeless because of these terrorists. Why should they be forgiven if not for political reasons? Election is on the corner and these people will be useful politicians. Yep, 100%. I don't necessarily disagree with what this person has said. Of course, yes. There's obviously some context to some understanding that a lot of people were in the northern regions were actually forced to join Boko Haram and could not leave, or else they would have died. Bearing that in mind, however, with the damage that has been caused by Boko Haram itself, I think forgive is the wrong word, because the organization itself has incurred a lot of costs for Nigeria. Time, money, life, it's just a lot. The list keeps going on of costs that Nigeria has incurred because of Boko Haram. So to use the word forgive definitely has, in my opinion, has some dodgy intention behind it, because forgive basically in this case means that we have to not forget but like trivialize, because it's not something that forgive. I think the word is used loosely here. It's not used with best intentions, because it's like you can't, with the severity of what this sect has done to the Nigerian people, you don't just forgive. If that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very insensitive to just tell Nigerians forgive. Like, who are you to tell Nigerians to forgive Boko Haram or ex-Boko Haram members that claim to be what? Huh? It totally does not make sense, and it's just like, nah. Forgive is just if the country was intelligent, like there's a way to harness this. Where I'm not saying fine, put them back into society, let them be part of the Nigeria's daily life. Absolutely not, because they also need to go through some cleansing of the mind. Being very honest, they were part of a terrorist group. Do you know how? Like, I don't think we're understanding the intensity and severity of what their mindset would have been like. Of course, they don't think normally. Of course, this situation is different. Of course, certain thinking, certain habits that have been formed over the years because of their membership in the sect, of course, will not be complementary in the real world. Like, it does not make sense at all. No. Doesn't make sense. So I think, there has to be some bad intentions behind it. I mean, again, let's not pretend like as if they have, when it comes to these things, the intentions are always good. They're never always good. So that is it. Someone here says, kill them as you are killing unarmed IPOB members. Not even IPOB members. It's just like killing and the mislabeling of Igbos that under the guys that fine, they are part of IPOB or ASN. Doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's the bias here, because the vim and the passion in which you want to forgive, you're not using the same for IPOB. Why? But you labeled IPOB a terrorist organization. So if you can forgive this terrorist organization, why can't you forgive IPOB? You know what I mean? You can argue that. Doesn't make sense. And I think we just have to be careful before we get angry, because it's enough to get a Nigerian absolutely boiling. Like, the audacity for you to tell a Nigerian to forgive. What? Even like, you don't even have to, this is so sad. Like, you don't even have to directly be involved to understand the fear, the trauma that you have, that in your own country, this is what is happening, and that you could potentially be at risk of a lot of things. Like what? Yeah, that's crazy. Um, let's think less about this Boko Haram forgiveness. This is a plot. They will mingle in our midst to carry out agendas part. Stop wasting your time on this information. Utilize your time on any way of countering attacks. Be reasonable. Let us be prepared. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you have to be careful with what you intake, and I've said that before, because this is enough to get people angry and irate. And of course, the country is best, I mean, the country leadership is best at manipulating the emotions of Nigerians, because Nigerians will react. I mean, again, it's just a human thing, not gonna lie, not a Nigerian thing, but this could just be a distraction for them to do what they want to do and get our minds off a lot of things. And of course, very sad, but hey, we don't trust this government at all. Who has power to pardon criminals that committed offense against Nigeria? Is it the president, the chief of army staff, or the court of law? I'm still waiting around. Yeah, pardon criminals. And listen, you don't pardon criminals. You make them pay for what they've done. And I think what makes this whole situation even more, how to describe it, even more complicated is that these repentant Boko Haram bandits, mostly men, they have children and they have and wives. So it's like when a lot of people, or when in the northern area, when men are kidnapped, normally families are also kidnapped as well. I mean, honestly, I don't even know how they run their things, but of course, it's not a black or no, black or white or yes or no kind of answer kind of thing. It's not really as straight and as binary, yes, as you would expect it to be, because it's very much complex. But I think the word forgive is absolutely wrong in this context, because it's a different thing when you say forgive if we get what was lost back. Then you can say forgive, but you can't do that. But then, would you really be forgiven if it wasn't any hurt or damage to you? You can argue that. Obviously, this is sad. Again, don't ask Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria. In my opinion, I don't know who is forgiven, but let the government fix insecurity. Again, I think Nigerians will be open to this. Let's say if the issue of insecurity is gone. That's it. Just put what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.